6,
Right.
5, 4, 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Ignition.
Okay,
And
ignition
liftoff. Go
and
Falcon.
liftoff.
Go
We have
Echostar
liftoff carrying
25.
the Echostar 25. And we have liftoff.
Downrange.
And now reaching downrange.
M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
Alright, so here we go. The launch itself is looking pretty beautiful, magnificent up to the sky. And as we can see, the launch is looking pretty good.
At T plus 30 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. And we're currently throttling down the M1D engines on the booster to prepare it for max Q, which is the point of maximum aerodynamic
Power and
stresses.
telemetry nominal.
Okay,
Which
so
is the point
power
of maximum
telemetry are
aerodynamic stresses on the
nominal.
vehicle. Now, max Q is reached when the air density of the atmosphere decreases faster than the increasing speed of the rocket.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Okay, so it's now reaching to the supersonic Mach 1. And then soon enough will be
for max Q in just a
max
few
Q,
moments from now.
which is the peak mechanical stress induced on the rocket itself to the launch
Max
and
Q.
the launch vehicle, and we
there's
have
that
max
call-out
Q.
for max Q. Now from here on,
Yeah,
even though
so
velocity
we are in
is
max
rapidly
Q
increasing,
region.
the atmospheric density is decreasing, resulting in lesser dynamic loads on Falcon 9.
All right, so looks like it.
Now next up, we're going to have several events happening in quick succession, starting with MECO, followed by stage separation, then second engine start, or SES1, and finally...
I'm back, chill.
All right,
And good news there.
chill.
And finally, fairing deploy. Main engine cutoff, or MECO, is where all 9 Merlin 1D engines will shut down to slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation, where the first stage will separate from the second stage.
All right,
Then
so
the MVAC engine on the
like
second stage will light, which will be called out as second engine start 1 or SES1.
okay,
Now this engine
so
burn lasting
that's
several
what
minutes
we
will
have
propel
heard
the
so
second
far.
stage and our payload to orbit. After that, the fairings will jettison from the second stage, as they're no longer needed to protect the payload once it's in space.
All right, and then soon enough we
Now
will
should be
hear
hearing
the call.
the start of the sequence of events in just about 10 seconds from now.
Okay, so getting ready. 10 seconds from now, we will see the MECO, main engine cutoff, and then later on will be the stage separation. Okay, we have MECO, main engine cutoff,
Stage separation confirmed.
stage separation, and we'll see SAS1, second engine start number 1. And we have ignition of the
I'm back, startup.
vacuum
And
Merlin
there you
engine
heard and
there.
saw those first 3 events that happened
That one
back
is
to back,
actually
which were
optimized
main
for
engine
the
cutoff and then stage separation,
already
and finally
optimized
second
for the
engine
space
start 1.
environment as
Now this first burn of the MVAC engine is set to last
okay,
about 5.5
and
minutes.
also next we are going to see the
And coming up
fairing
in just a few
separation.
moments, we'll see
Getting
the
ready in.
deployment of the payload fairings.
Should be around 100 plus kilometers. Okay, already into the space, not yet to the orbit.
Fairing separation confirmed.
All right, so fairing separation is
And
already
there you heard
confirmed.
confirmation of fairing deploy. Now both of the fairing halves will fall back to Earth and make soft water landings, and
Okay,
then
you
be
can't
recovered
see
by
that
our
much
recovery
of
vessel,
the
Doug.
fairing shape
Now
there.
the next major milestone coming up will be the entry burn on our Falcon 9 first stage, which is scheduled to occur just past the T plus 6.5 minute mark. Now the entry burn is used to slow the vehicle stage down as it
Yeah,
heads
so
towards
as
our
you can
drone
see,
ship
this is
short
the
fall
side.
gravitas in the
This is the
Atlantic Ocean.
Echostar 25 mission.
Now tonight, Falcon 9 is performing
And
2 burns in
I
order
forgot to
land.
mention that because
The
we
first
are a
burn,
little bit of
known as
rushing,
the
and
entry burn,
I
slows
have
the vehicle
chance
down
for
before hitting the denser
to
parts
suddenly
of the
just
Earth's
go
atmosphere.
live
And without
after
this
looking
burn,
at the
we'd only be
situation.
using
So
the atmospheric drag to
I
slow
need to
down
tell you
Falcon 9,
something that
which would add
Echostar
extra
25
stress to
is
the
a
vehicle. Now, following that
geostationary
entry
Earth
burn,
orbit
the booster
communication
will then
satellite
a
there.
short while
It's
later
on the
initiate
similar
landing
ballpark
burn,
to the,
which will slow
let's
the
just
vehicle
say,
Vehicles are
that
following
sort of
nominal
like a direct
trajectories.
TV
Good news there.
satellite, or
Following that entry burn,
for
the
our
booster
local
will then a short while
equivalent,
later
it will be like a
initiate the landing
MESAT.
burn, which will slow the
So
vehicle down even further
this
for
is
a soft
this is
touchdown
something
on our
that
drone
we
ship.
have to see. But for one thing's for
Falcon 9
sure,
is also
one of
equipped
the
with 4
information we know
hypersonic
about
titanium
this
grid fins positioned near the
about
top
the
of the
satellite
first
itself
stage
is that
that help
it
steer
is.
it
Let
as it
me
returns
check
to
again
Earth.
for my source because
And you may
yeah,
also see wet
I'm a
puffs
little bit
from
of
time to
rushing
time
there.
coming off the booster, and that is cold nitrogen gas,
Okay,
which also
so
helps
this
with
is the
attitude
information
control.
I'm sourcing up out from the
And we've
Gunter's
got an
space
amazing
page.
view of the
So
payload there on your screen right now.
So credit to him
Now,
as
as a
well for
reminder, the
compiling this
Falcon 9
information.
booster,
What
not
I can
currently
tell
on
to
screen,
you is that
but the booster supporting tonight's mission is flying for its
this
14th
satellite
time,
is actually
having
using
previously
the
supported NASA Crew 9, from 2, GPS 3-7,
using the
3
satellite
commercial
bus
missions,
of
and 7 separate
SSL
Starlink missions.
1300. Okay, and it has a weight, not weight, it's more like total mass. I believe it should be around 6,800 kilograms,
Now we're
or
just
around
about 45 seconds
6.8
away
metric
from
tons.
that,
And it has,
about a minute and a
and
half
while we
away
don't
from
know
that
the
entry
rest
burn
of
of
the
the Falcon 9
propulsion
first stage,
system about
and we're
how
continuing to
it
get amazing views
steers
of the
itself,
MVAC engine on the second
let's
stage,
just say,
as
for
well
example,
as
if it
our
tries to
Echostar
align something
25
and
payload.
whatnot, but we believe it might, but I believe it should be using the RCS system, the reaction control system. Could be anything, could be three wheel axis, could be anything. But for things that we can confirm is that it has 4 SPT-100 plasma thrusters, so it's using a pretty
Now, when
still
Falcon
quite
9 fires up
novel
the center M1D engine for the
propulsion
entry,
thruster there.
the vehicle will be
And
flying through Merlin's exhaust
and
gases,
it's going to
also
be
known as the
operation,
rocket's
and
plume,
if the
which
launch is
deposits a
actually
layer of
successful,
soot on the
it's going
vehicle's
to be
surface.
operational for
And you'll see these
15
marks
years.
across the
So
flight-proven
it's a
Falcon 9 first stage
pretty
fleet.
standard lifetime
That soot
for
comes from the
a,
carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9
geostationary
uses,
Earth orbit
and with
satellite
each
there.
flight, the soot builds up a little more
So
on the
that's one
outside
thing for
skin
sure.
of the rocket.
And yeah,
We're just under 30 seconds away from the
and
start of the
and
entry
the
burn of the
operators
Falcon
go.
9 first
It's
stage.
going to be for the Dish Network Operation, aka known as the Echostar, as we know about this mission. And for one thing that we can also confirm, and later on we will see the entry burn will start for the first stage booster to slow down the launch. First
Stage
stage
1
booster
FTS safe.
in preparation for the landing, also to ensure that it's not going to impart most of the heat itself.
Stage 1 engine burn startup.
Okay,
And there's that
and
confirmation
not only
of
it's
the entry burn on
going
the
to
Falcon
slow
9
down
first
the
stage. And you can see those graphics
it's
lit up
going to
as
slow
the
down the
engines did
first
on
stage
the
booster,
bottom
but at the
left-hand
same
side of your
time,
screen. Now, this
most
burn
of
will
the
last
heat
for about
re-entry
30
would be
seconds, and
absorbed
again,
by
is
the
slowing down the
exhaust,
vehicle in preparation
by the
for
rocket
its final
exhaust
burn and
itself.
landing
So
before
that's why
touchdown on
the
our
entry
droneship
burn
with
is
a
pretty
short fall of
important. At
gravitas.
first, when it start up, it will start with the first central core engine,
Stage 1 engine burn
and then
shutdown.
followed by another two side of
And
the
there's
engine
conclusion of the
will
entry
become
burn on the Falcon 9
3
first
out of
stage.
9 total
Now, as I mentioned
ignition, and
earlier,
then later
we will
on,
be attempting to recover this booster
and then
with
later
our
on
droneship
shutdown
shortfall
will
of
be
gravitas,
similar but
stationed
in
the
reverse.
Atlantic Ocean.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Okay, stage 2 is in
And good
internal
news there that
guidance.
stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Oh, terminal guidance, sorry. Which means it's still
Now,
on
the
the way,
next major
course to
milestone coming up in
the
just
orbit
about 30
itself,
seconds from now
to the
will be second engine cutoff,
preliminary
1 or
orbit.
SECA 1,
It's going to
indicating
go
shutdown
around.
of the MVAC engine on the
Okay.
second stage. And this will be completion of the first of
And
2
we
burns by
shall
the
hear
MVAC
soon
engine
for
to
the
get the vehicle
transonic
into the proper
for the
orbit
first
for
stage.
payload deployment. We should be hearing that call
Stage 2
Which-
FTS is safe.
Okay, stage 2,
And the
FTS is safe.
good news there, we
Flight
should be hearing
termination
that
system
call-out
are
for
no longer
SECA 1
needed
in
in this
just a
flight.
few
Stage 1 transonic.
And the first stage has already gone transonic boundary between speed of sound and near speed of sound, and now it's no longer needed. And we have SECO number 1, second engine cutoff number 1 for the second stage,
Come back,
and it's
shutdown.
going into the
And there we
preliminary
got
orbit,
confirmation
and we are
of
going to
SECA
see
1
soon
of
for the
MVAC
first stage
engine on the second stage.
Nominal orbit
booster
insertion.
And there's our confirmation
finally
of
landed
good orbit.
back to the should be landed to the drone ship or to the
Now, coming
land
up in just a
itself. We
few
will
moments,
see.
we should be hearing that. And
Okay,
there's
here we
that
go.
landing burn of the
Ignition.
Stage 1
Falcon
landing
9
burn startup.
first stage.
Oh, and we can
Now, as
hear
that
the
burn
sound.
happens, you'll see a drastic decrease
We
in
can
the
hear
speed.
the sound of the rumbling of the first stage exhaust there. And here we go, here we go, here we go, and getting closer, closer, and closer, and closer. And here we go, landing like should have been deployed. And here we go, we have
Stage 1
we have a
burn.
landing of the
And
first stage
fantastic news there, as you
boosters.
saw and heard,
It's
successful
pretty
first stage landing
fantastic,
of our Falcon 9
and
booster.
it's been
Now,
done
as a
within
reminder,
9
this
minutes
booster
of
flew for
time
its
slot there.
14th time tonight.
So it's a
Now, while
pretty
the booster
pretty
has
amazing
completed
there,
its
you
part
know.
of the mission, payload deployment is expected at
Oh,
around
that's
the
a pretty amazing
32.5
experience
minute
there.
mark. And before that, the MVAC engine on the second stage will execute a second burn starting at around T plus 26.5 minutes. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the next burn in about 15 minutes.
Okay, so that's what we have heard so far. But yeah, however, because as you can see, because I'm a little bit of rushing. Okay. Okay. So by now we are in the cost phase, ballistic cost phase here, which means that no engine will be ignited. And around this point of time, usually what happens is that as it's going to cost phase, it's going to do a little bit of check systems and whatnot inside there. And also one of the reasons why this phase is pretty important is that if you actually follow a little bit of the orbital mechanics there, you need to remember that you cannot keep exhausting the fuel. You cannot keep exhausting rocket propellants forever, because of course we have lots of budget. We need to take count of how many fuels that we have, we need to carry it about, and also how much cost of the propellant of the launch vehicle itself you need to develop, and so on and so forth. So that's why this cost phase flight is pretty important, because without this there's a lot of potential fuel that will be wasted. And when all of this wasted, it's not going to result in a very good clean burn, and of course too much effort will be used for mission and such. So that's why it's pretty important there. And yeah, because unfortunately I need to tell you, I'm a little bit of rush right now, because I do not expect at least for my class, I do not expect it's going to be it's not going to be done way faster than my expectation. So because of that kind of stuff, I have to rush for a stream. And unfortunately today I have to rush and also put emergency contingency to the pedal. So that's why you see why I suddenly go live right now. Yeah, this is not something I usually will done, but when it's done, you know why. And yeah, and in case you would like to know, we are still in the costing phase flight, so not so much important there. I will try extract this from the studio. Okay, so I can read your comment. Okay, so I can read comment directly from the OBS. In case you have a question, you can keep asking what you need to know about the whole flight itself. Okay, so here we go. I mean, it's pretty fortunate we are able to do this, but however, if you don't get any kind of, how do I say, if you do not get any kind of notification, or even my post notification like usually I'll do, it's because of that situation. So apologize, and apology for that. we are a little bit of rushing trying to get the stream in. Fortunately, we are still able to do a little bit ahead of time. But yeah, other than that, I'll say for new and existing viewers, hello and welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay here, as we are still waiting for the cost flight to end. And by the calculation I see from the next space flight here, I'm using the mobile app because only the mobile app itself will actually shows you how at T plus 26 minutes and 51 seconds we will see the second engine start number 2, and then followed by the second engine cutoff, SICO 2, around 49 seconds later, which will happen at T plus 27 minutes and 40 seconds. And then after a little bit of costing there, just to ensure that there's no residue thrust that could damage the system deployment, especially the satellite deployment of the Echostar 25. Echostar 25 will be deployed at T plus 32 minutes and 41 seconds. This one is a little bit plus minus, how do I say, estimation. Okay, just an approximate. So in case anything happens and whatnot, it could actually be deployed much earlier, dependent on if the mission's parameter, the profile itself, can be completed within the accuracy margin of error there. You know, some significance, probably by significance of 5%. Speaking about statistic. Okay, and also, yeah, we're not going to be that long because SES2 will apparently going to happen around less than 12 minutes from now, so I can keep yapping a little bit for what I can say here. So maybe in the meantime we will, okay, probably in the meantime I will just how do I say, I'm just going to prepare the thumbnail. Okay, I'm going to do this thumbnail because this is kind of last minute things. This is not something I planned for it to happen, but unfortunately, you know, because of course, I mean, university student, what do you expect? Of course, I don't have a lot of time trying to deploy this all the time. I mean, sure, I can try to do this preparation and whatnot, but that's a little bit of thumbnail waste, you know. So I'm a little bit of careful in terms of this one. But the good news is that we are not going to be that long. So for this, I can just copy around from the, I believe, from the Spain set. Yeah, thank you so much. I do have the copy design here, or maybe I can go with the Starlink, I believe. Starlink template. You won't see it here. But yeah, I'll try my best according to my ability here. I hope before we go with the, how do I say, before we go with the SES2 burn, we are able to finish this as soon as possible. Okay, Echostar 25. Okay, so that should be good. Let's go with the date today. It's 10 of March. Yeah, it's 10 of March, I believe. That should be good. Yes, 10 of March. Or maybe I can just put inside here 9 as well, because because I believe some part of the US or some part of the world might not yet gone into the might not yet cross that 10 of March today, so it's appropriate for me to just take account of this thing. Ooh. Okay, I believe that should be good. We can go. Let me see if there's any Echostar 25 mission patch here. Echostar 25 mission patch. Let's see. Because this is kind of last minute stuff. I mean, it should not happen, but this thing. But yeah, we do have a little bit of last minute stuff, not because I want, but unfortunately because life really not that kind to me, so I did. So I just do my best. Okay, looks like I can just use this. Okay, do even rename this if I cannot even rename the file. Okay, yeah, okay. Fortunately, stretching that out is actually good. Falcon 9, Echostar 25, Echostar 25 mission. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I would like to see. Can we get the satellite looks? Oh, fortunately, there is actually a good thumbnail there. I don't know, but Actually, it's a much, but Gunter Space has actually much better view. Maybe I can try go with the how do I say, exact matches. I'll look at this. Oh, okay. There's actually better high definition stuff from astronomy.com, so I can use this one. Of course, obviously, it's credit to Maxar space system as well doing this stuff for producing the image. So fortunately, I can just try drop that stuff here on my Canva. You're not going to see here, obviously, because what you see is completely different. This is just the stream, and plus it's still boring. Nothing else you need to watch. Okay, hopefully. Okay, I believe we can do this. Yeah, I have to do this in real time, because that's what happened when things become unpredictable. You don't like it, but well, life is life. What else can you do? Okay. Okay, almost done. I'm going to show you how the thumbnail actually is supposed to looks like. Had I'm not rushing anything. Okay, I believe it should be done. Sure. All right, we're almost done. Hold up. All right, here how my thumbnail should look. You will see that soon. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay. Bring that out first. That thumbnail will be reflected soon. As such, we will start first with this stream. I don't know. Can I even do this while we are live? So I believe we can. We shall be able to do that. All right. Oh yeah. I can actually do this. All right. I should be able to do this. Okay, and the flight is still ongoing. You will see the change is pretty eminent. Right, we shall see that soon. Yeah, I believe it's already being reflected here. Yeah, so change is safe. Wow, that's unbelievable. Okay, I can try to show you guys here how the thumbnail should look like. Okay, this one, obviously. We will go. Oh yeah. Here how my stream should look like. Had I'm not rushing here. So yeah, let introduction there. And yeah, once again, I will reintroduce myself because we are rushing before that. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to my to the stream. And good afternoon today from Sarawak, from Borneo. And I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host today for these launches of the Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket launching from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying the Echostar 25 satellite on the way to the geostationary Earth orbit. So yeah, let's go.
Echostar 25 is a direct broadcast satellite for Dish TV, launching
All
to
right,
a
so here we
geostationary
go.
transfer orbit tonight. The satellite is equipped to provide high
All
quality service
right,
across the
so
entire United
according to
States,
my
including all 50
time,
states and
from my
Puerto Rico.
timing, it should be
Echostar 25
we
will
are
receive
getting
a
ready,
variety
almost
of live video signals from Dish TV's
yeah,
ground stations
almost
across the
around
country, and then
less than 1
amplify those
minute
signals
and 30
beams
seconds
to
before
customers
the ignition of
receiving
the
back on Earth.
second
It's
engine
been a
start
great launch
number
and
2,
overall mission so far.
and then
We
shortly
had an
after,
on-time
around
liftoff
49
at
seconds later,
12:19
it will
a.m.
be
Eastern Time, and we recovered the first
SECO
stage
number
for
2,
its fourth
second
stage
engine
launch
cut off
landing.
number 2, and then
The
it will
MVAC
slow
engine
down
on
a
the
little
second
bit,
stage ignited just a couple minutes after liftoff,
just
also known
like
as
few
second
minutes
engine
of
start
no
one, or
activities,
SES1,
no launches
and that engine
after
burn
that,
lasted about
just to
5.5
ensure that
minutes,
there's
propelling the
no
second stage and the Echostar
thrust
25
residue
toward
that
orbit.
could cause collision between the
Now
satellite
coming up
and
in
the
just under a minute,
upper
the
stage
Merlin
itself.
vacuum engine
So
on second
that's
stage
what we're
will
going to see
execute a
again
second
soon.
burn to get the vehicle into the proper
And
ejection
getting ready,
orbit.
everybody, you can see, and the
And we've got
reason
some amazing
you
views
you
of
can
both
see
the
why
MVAC
there is like
engine
a propellant
and
dumping
the
there
Echostar
is to
25
ensure
payload,
that the
currently flying
propellant
over
will still
Africa.
be will still have some kind of inertia that will not sloshing around the tank itself, because if it's sloshing, nothing can be ignited there. So that's why you see the slight propellant dumping is pretty important there. You know, some venting there is also important, also to reduce the pressure building
And we
inside
should
the
be hearing
tank
that call out
itself.
for
So
second engine start
it
2,
functions
or
as the
SES2, in just about 10 seconds from
it
now.
functions more like a dual purpose here. So that's why. And we are going to see soon ignition of the second gen start number 2 of the vacuum burning engine. Okay, and here we go, ignition on the second engine start number 2. Here we go. Look at that. It's now steering the upper stage and also the satellite itself to the correct position, to the correct orbital inclination, and also to raise the orbit perigee. Yeah, orbit both for the orbit perigee and also orbit apogee. Yeah, just in case you don't know, perigee actually stands for the lowest point of altitude
And as you saw on your screen, we did see light of the
between
second
this object and
second burn
also
of the MVAC engine. And this burn will
around
last
the
just
reference
under 8
sea
minutes,
level
and we should be
point
hearing the
altitude of
cutoff
the
for
Earth.
shutdown
While
in
the
just a few minutes from
apogee,
now.
it's basically like the opposite of it, the highest point of the altitude. And we have SECO 2, second engine cutoff number 2.
Nominal orbit insertion.
All right, so
And there's
nominal
that
orbit
confirmation of
insertion.
good
So
orbit, and we saw
so we are
shutdown of
getting
the MVAC
closer.
engine
We
on
are
the
getting
second stage.
closer to the
And with
satellite
that, we'll have
deployment
just
itself.
one more milestone, which is payload
Let's
deploy.
hope
And that
that
is coming
the
up at
payload
the
dispenser will
T+32
actually
minute and
function
41-second mark.
pretty well
So we'll
there.
take another short break
Let's
and see
see.
you back here in just under 3 minutes.
Okay, so here we go. Let's look at the journey there itself. Right now, as you can see, there is a sun lighting up the rocket itself, and also the satellite itself. As you can see, the propellant venting dumping there is still happening there, but should be by the time the upper stage reaches the highest point of the orbit, maybe it's also going to attempt second engine start number 3. It's not going to be that long. It's just like few seconds before SECO number 3, second gen cutoff number 3, and then followed by the propellant and also rocket passivation stage, just to ensure that by the time it re-enters back to the Earth, it's not going to cause any harm to the environment. And specifically, most important thing is that by the time it re-enters, usually it will re-enter around around the Point Nemo. For people that didn't have idea what is Point Nemo is. Point Nemo is actually located around the Pacific Oceans area, if I remember correctly, where there is virtually no land at all. There's no island much located there. So usually when it re-enters back there to the Point Nemo, it should be safe uh, for people surrounding it, and probably other than small debris and whatnot, it should be relatively harmless for most and many of it. Okay.
Echostar 25 mission. Just as a reminder, Echostar 25 is a direct broadcast satellite.
All right, so we are getting ready for the deployment of the Echostar 25.
And the satellite is equipped to
And
provide
yeah,
high-quality service across the entire United States, including all 50
and
states.
and also I
Puerto
forgot to
Rico.
mention that
Now,
in
just
this,
a few minutes ago, we
as you
had
can see, the
successful
velocity
10-back
itself,
engine relight on the second
it's
stage.
actually more than
And this burn lasted just
27,000.
under a minute, put the vehicle into the proper trajectory for
It's
payload
actually
deployment.
more than 28,000 kilometers per hour, as
Now,
you
that payload
know,
deployment is
because
set
the
to
reason is
happen
that
in just
you
over
really
a
need
minute from now,
a
when
little
we
bit
have some
more
spectacular
orbital
views
velocity
of
in
the
order
Earth
to
from
reach the
second
highest point
stage
of the
camera
Earth
and
itself.
the
So
camera
that's why
on
you see
the Echostar
the
25
velocity, the
satellite.
speed itself, it's sort of like that. So technically speaking, this is what you can hear right now. And as you can see, the altitude of the stages is it's
Now,
keeping
Echostar 25 will receive a variety of live video
and
signals
as
from Dish TV's
speaking right
ground
now,
stations
it's
across the country,
the
and
altitude
then will
actually
amplify those
rising
signals
around 2
and
or
beams to
3
customers' receivers
kilometers,
back on Earth.
3 kilometers up, as we are still
Echostar
speaking here.
25 will also
And
modernize
while the
Echostar's
orbital
fleet by
velocity is
replacing older
getting lesser
spacecraft in a
and
seamless
slightly
transition
reduced
that'll
and
require
whatnot,
no actual
it's
changes
actually
to
pretty normal.
customer equipment.
Should be good. And getting ready,
And we should be hearing that call out for payload deployment in just about
10 seconds from now.
now.
Getting ready. And I will say mark if we have separation of the Echostar 25. Okay, should be by now. Oh, the video uplink and downlink signal looks like a little bit botched there, but we still can see the view of the Echostar 25 and getting ready for the deployment. Looks like the rocket on board of the upper stage there, still not yet giving any signal for deployment. Still waiting for the time itself before proper deployment, and looks like maybe the computer itself has already adjusted its own timing. Maybe it's decided, hey, this according to my calculation on board my blah 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 blah, this is what should actually happen. So maybe the computer itself has already adjusted for the deployment. So we are getting ready in for the Echostar 25 deployment there. Hopefully the payload dispenser survive. It will unclick by itself and should be ready for the deployment itself. We'll see. We'll see that soon.
Now, as a reminder, we're just waiting for payload deployment of the Echostar 25 satellite from our Falcon 9 second stage. And we continue to have spectacular views of the Earth in the background there. As a reminder,
all right,
Echostar
as you can see,
25
the
is a direct broadcast
view,
satellite for Dish TV, and it's launching to a geostationary transport
the rear
orbit
view
on
of
tonight's
the
mission.
rocket itself that facing the rocket
Now built on the flight-proven
of the
1300
vacuum
platform,
Merlin
this satellite
rocket engines
represents
there.
the
You
next
can
step
see
in
a
Echostar's
beautiful
nearly
and
30-year
magnificent
collaboration
view
with
of the
planetary space
Earth
systems.
as it as it orbiting around our planet right now. And as we are speaking, it's orbiting right now around the African region,
And we
and
should be
soon
just
will
a
be
few moments
Sri
away
Lanka
from
area as
payload
well, as you
deployment.
can see, and also Madagascar, I believe so. And yeah, we should be ready for the Echostar 25 deployment. Get ready on my mark.
Payload separation confirmed.
Mark, we have separation. We have deployment of the Echostar
And as
25,
you heard,
less than
successful
35
deployment
minutes into
of
the
the
flight,
Echostar
and
25
by
satellite
now,
from
the
Falcon
Echostar
9 second
25
stage.
is on the way to the geostationary Earth orbit. But right now, it's going
And
to
we've
the
got an amazing
geostationary
view on our
transfer
screen right
orbit.
now as
So
the
yeah, it's
satellite separates
not
away.
exactly 24 hours matching the
Now
rotation of
that'll
our
be bringing
planet, but
us to the end
over the
of
course of
our
few
live
months,
mission
they will
coverage.
also going to
We would
test
like to
all
thank
of the
Echostar
system
for entrusting us with their
for
spacecraft tonight.
anything,
Be
and
sure to check
if there's no problem,
SpaceX.com/launches
we might
for the
also
most
going to
up-to-date
see
information on upcoming missions.
deployment of the solar
And
panel,
follow us
and
at
also soon
SpaceX
enough
on
will be
X.
orbital
And we'll see you back here for more launch coverage
raising
soon.
for the orbital raising that will be conducted by the satellite itself. So yeah. So yeah, everybody, looks like I give my shout out and thank you to the Space Affairs for restream this stuff. So go and check out this channel. And yeah, and as I've already told you before, we are slightly a little bit raised. Uh, we are not slightly. It's understatement. We are actually pretty much rushing with the stream and whatnot. So thank you so much everybody for joining in. Even though we have to join, we have to stream this impromptu. Not something I plan to happen, but life's happened. Nothing else can be done. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. And also, in case you want to know what happened with the Firefly Alpha Block 1 launches, which should be the last flight for the 7th mission of it, the FLTA 007. Unfortunately, if they actually plan to launch it by tomorrow morning, around that time, unfortunately, I cannot attend. I cannot attend for the stream. I mean, like, I can visit there, but it's like in between a few and there's, unless, let's say, unless if my class happen to finish pretty early, there's no problem. I will go stream as soon as possible. Or say, for example, if they delay the launches to another day, or probably they go with the last minute around, I don't know, there's 2 hours delay and decided they want to use that 2 hours window, the last one, I might try go stream there. So everybody, please keep an eye. I'll see you soon if I'm able to attend for that launches, because I would like to say goodbye as well to the Firefly Alpha Block 1, as we are heading to the Firefly Alpha Block 2 upgrade. So yeah. So yeah, thank you so much everybody, and thank you for new and also existing viewers. Thank you so much for coming in, and also for replay viewers, I shall say thank you so much as well for joining, for watching this stream, this replay. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host today for the rocket launches of the for the SpaceX's Falcon 9 Block 5 rockets, carrying the Echostar 25 into the preliminary geostationary transfer orbit, and later on will be geostationary Earth orbit. So thank you so much everybody for watching. I shall see you soon on the next stream. Goodbye, and see you soon, and take care. Have a nice day. That's it. We are done. Let's hope for the best. Firefly Alpha have delay. If they don't, it will be a bit hard for me to go stream. So thank you so much. Bye bye. See ya soon. Love you guys, and love you everybody. See ya.